Okay, gentlemen, I gave you specific detailed instructions. Get over here. In the locker room, I'm only going to tell you two things. Protect yourselves at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Touch gloves, bang at the bell. Do it up.
It is scheduled for 12 rounds. Brewer has never gone past the 8th round. Cruz has been to the 10th round twice. He is 2-0 in that department. There you see Ronald Cruz. You heard the ovation, but this is only the second time he has fought in his hometown of Bethlehem. BJ, you've been there. You fought in your hometown of Springfield. What's it like?
It's very exciting. Now, the one thing that Cruz has to make sure that he does is follow his coach's instructions. He can't get caught up in the crowd noise, can't get caught up in the ring walk. He's got to go out there and establish his game plan early, and he's got a pretty good boxer in front of him, so he needs to get started right now.
A boxer who says he has the advantage in hand speed. That's what Brewer told us yesterday at the meeting. The man in the zebra trunks who is used, Freddie, to fighting on the road. He rarely fights in his hometown of Cleveland, so he said he wouldn't be affected by the crowd.
Yeah, you know, if the crowd really gets into the fight, it could sway that a little bit more because crowd is effective and they do excite people.
And if he gets going, does Cruz, Brewer will have two people. That will be his corner people cheering for him tonight in this sold-out crowd. Brewer has 3 first-round knockouts. Cruz has 2 first-round knockouts as he hooks to the body. Brewer flicks out that jab. Surprising that actually the reach advantage belongs to Cruz, given the taller Brewer.
Yeah, it doesn't appear that way to me. The reach, how they do it, is fingertip to fingertip, so it could be the Cruz has a wider back as well. But, you know, it seems like Brewer's got the longer reach and the more mobile of the two fighters.
Everything Cruz throws is going to be cheered, no matter how it lands.
And judges are human.
Are you saying? So far, Brewer attacking the way he said, Freddie. He was going to come in and show he's the better boxer. Very traditional, jab and try to follow up.
Yeah, he definitely has experience there, but he's also the bigger puncher. He has a lot more knockouts on his resume, and I'm not sure the quality of opponents show, but he seems to be a very decent boxer and puncher.
See Cruz trying to set up that big left hook to the body, and then he just brought it back up to the head. Very, very nice move. Set his guy up with a couple body shots and bring it back upstairs. And you know, my guys say he is a very big body puncher. We'll see more evidence of that as this fight goes on.
12 of his wins by way of knockout, again trying to work the body.
And this is boxing 101. What you do with a taller, lankier guy who's trying to outbox you, you forget about the head, you attack his body, and you break him down over the course of a 12-round fight.
Cruz doesn't think it's going to go the distance. Neither does Brewer. Round 1 of this championship fight coming to an end. Get ready for round 2, WBC Continental America's welterweight title. Welcome to Fight Night on the NBC Sports Network, presented by GoDaddy.com. Hometown hero Ronald Cruz unbeaten. He is in the white trunks, in the zebra trunks. Prenice Brewer in from Cleveland, a record of 16-1-1. That first round, Freddie Roach, what did you think?
You know, I give it to Cruz. I thought the body shots were very effective for him. Very smart start of the fight.
BJ Flores, you talked about those body shots that we continue to see Cruz deliver here, and you both gave him 10-9 rounds to Cruz.
Yeah, we sure did. You know, Cruz came out, he landed some big body shots, and he even went up to the head and landed a couple of those based on those effective body shots that he landed early. Brewer is already leery of some of those big wide hooks to his body, so look for Cruz to capitalize on that.
And the crowd of Ronald, you'll hear it all night. Let's check in now with more on the hometown hero. Let's go to Chris.
Guys, Ronald Cruz moved to Bethlehem from Puerto Rico in 2001 and says he didn't get into boxing as a kid because up until recently, there was no boxing in Bethlehem. In 2006, the Bethlehem Boxing Club opened up, and Cruz was one of the very first fighters to sign up. Cruz has a lot of friends in this building tonight, as you can tell, but one very important one, his father, Raymond, who will be watching his son fight live for the first time. Kenny?
All right, thanks, Chris. What a remarkable story, and a lot of poise shown by Ronald Cruz. Not arrogant. This is a very humble kid. We asked him yesterday, are you as big as Lehigh basketball when they pulled the upset of Duke here? Lehigh just a few blocks away from the arena. He said, no, I'm not a star just yet, but all those that know him say he's mobbed everywhere he goes here in town.
After the first 2 rounds, I think he might surpass Lehigh. He landed some great shots. The people are really behind him here, and he's doing some good work.
The body, the body, the body. That's been the format here for Cruz in the first 5 minutes of this fight.
In this good start against an opponent who's tall and lanky and wants to move like that, he's moving pretty much in one direction, and that right hook to the body is working very well for him.
That's perfect. Whenever Brewer is moving out to his left-hand side, he's in perfect alignment with the right hook of Cruz. And like Freddie said, that right hook is stopping that movement, and it's a very effective punch right now.
Cruz continues to have Brewer moving back away from him as he again lands with the hook.
And guys, Cruz yesterday said he's a mix of Trinidad and Benitez. And I really like, you know, that nice right hook to the body. I really like that analogy that he gave, because he's really doing a lot of good work here. He reminds me of both fighters.
Ronald Cruz continues to make effective work of his body punches here in round 2. Through 2, Cruz has landed 25 power shots, 14 of those to the body. Brewer 10 of 34 on his shots. Round 3 underway, scheduled for 12 here in this championship fight. Cruz in the white, Brewer in the zebra-colored pants, who is trying to stay away from those body shots because Cruz has been able to deliver them almost any time he wants.
He has, and Brewer's really getting a lesson here on professional boxing. In the fighter meetings yesterday, he told us, I'm just going to go out there and box him. It's going to be no problem. He's learning now that a strong, aggressive, effective body puncher will give anybody problems.
And as we saw there, both BJ and Freddie scoring at 10-9, 10-9 the first 2 rounds for Cruz.
Good left hook by Brewer, his first big punch of the fight.
That's been his best punch here in the 3rd round. What do you think his corner was telling him to get away from those body shots, Freddie?
Well, I think he needs to establish himself and not give Cruz so much momentum. There's too much momentum right now, and he's fighting on the back going away. He's not going to be able to land a power shot. If he sits down and meets Cruz as he comes, he'll be able to land that big power shot.
And Cruz again to move forward. A couple of slaps there from Brewer to try to regain some composure. And now he flicks out 2 jabs. Was using that jab much better in the early part of this fight.
Yeah, he was, but he still hasn't gotten Cruz's respect. And that's the problem. Cruz is consistently walking forward and walking his man down, and Brewer's not really able to land anything effective. Big left hook by Cruz.
One of his best, and the crowd is cheering. As we mentioned, they've cheered at everything he throws, but now they're sensing a stronger Cruz as this fight progresses. Again with the hook, not a glancing blow, but nonetheless the crowd watching it with their heart as much as their head. Take a look at the total power punches landed, and it's all been Cruz.
Cruz is stopping him with that right hook and coming back over the top of the left hook. Is working very well for him.
It's working excellent, and now Freddie, he's got his guy to where he's leery of that right hook and that left hook. It's just about time for him to come up the middle after that. But you see, Freddie already noted that Brewer's continually moving to his left. That right hook is stopping him and immobilizing him, and you know, putting him in offensive firepower of Ronald Cruz.
And again, great shot again by Cruz. Cruz dominating the power shots. Brewer trying to get some room with those jabs, but Cruz continues to walk right on top of it. Another strong round for Ronald Cruz. WBC Continental America's welterweight title on the line. Ronald Cruz in the white, the last round. Freddie.
He very effective in that round, I felt, and you know, the body shots are really taking their toll, and you know, Brewer's really going to have to establish himself and not give him so much momentum. If he gives him momentum, he's going to be backing up all night and catching with being caught with those big hooks.
Since late in the first round, this is kind of the way it's looked. Cruz moving forward, landing the shots to the body, throwing some nice hooks.
He really is in the way he scored these rounds. Clean punching, effective aggression, ring generalship, and defense in that order. Cruz is pretty much dominating all aspects of the scoring criteria right now. So he's doing everything, you know, his corner wants him to do.
10-9 again from both you guys?
Yes, sir.
And Cruz continues to almost pick his spots. Let's check in again with Chris.
Guys, a lot of frustration in Brewer's corner after that last round because Brewer is not throwing the jab enough. After that last round, trainer Ronald told Brewer to stay focused, use that jab, and if he does it correctly, he'll be able to land his own power shots.
And as you said, he certainly has not been able to set that up. Trying to flick that jab in, but Cruz covers up nicely.
Now, one of the problems is why he's not getting respect is because he's moving his feet constantly while he's punching. He's not able to sit down and gain the respect of Cruz because nothing hurts if he's punching. So he's got to gain the respect. He's got to stop the momentum of Cruz. It's not looking good right now, guys.
It almost looks like Cruz is in the gym working the heavy bag at times. Just shot, shot, shot.
Yeah, he's putting those combinations together and real nice working body and head. He's doing very well out there.
Cruz in the white trunks. He is from right here in Bethlehem. About a 5-minute walk from the casino. This sold-out crowd, over half, are fans of his. Several family members are here. As Chris told us, his father, Raymond, up from Puerto Rico to see his son fight live for the first time. And that was a good combination, a good right to the head, and he continues to follow it up. Cruz with his strongest round here in the fourth.
Cruz actually landed a nice right uppercut inside. Brewer is so accustomed just to covering up and blocking those hooks. Cruz came right up the middle with a nice uppercut and really got Brewer's attention there. His man's still hurt.
He is hurt. You know, he had that look on his face. I'm not sure if he wants to be here right now.
None of his punches are having any effect on Cruz, and you know, Cruz is really walking through everything. Landing punch after punch.
BJ is really breaking him down.
Ronald Cruz with his strongest round yet, dominating it. Championship fight, round 5 here. WBC Continental America's welterweight title, a fight dominated by the man in the white trunks, Ronald Cruz, unbeaten from here in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, against Prenice Brewer, who has only one loss, coming in from Cleveland, Ohio. But it has been, again, the shots of Ronald Cruz. And Cruz continues to work the body. And in trouble is Brewer. Cruz trying to end it. Cruz messing with the wild overhand, but he continues to work the body and trying to get to the head.
And Brewer's right against the ropes here. If he doesn't move his head, this fight's going to be over.
The crowd is on its feet for the hometown hero, 16-0 Cruz, trying to win his first professional championship.
This is where Cruz needs to come up the middle, take that little step to the side, create an angle, land a nice hard shot up the middle. Brewer's right there for the taking.
And the crowd chant of Ronald continues. Freddie, he wasted no time in starting this 5th round.
No, he walked right out there. I think he hurt him towards the end of the last round with that right hand, and he followed up well in this round. He started right away.
According to CompuBox, Cruz is landing an amazing 51% of his power shots.
Unbelievable amount of percentage of power shots here. And look, Brewer's head's still right in the middle. He's relying on keeping his gloves up for defense. He's not moving his head, and that's getting him in a lot of trouble with a good body puncher and a nice strong puncher like Ronald Cruz.
His footwork's really slowing down BJ. He's not moving like he once was. I think that body shots are taking their toll.
We're 5 rounds deep with those right hooks to the body, and I think they've definitely started to play their toll. Not to mention, Brewer's not a physically strong guy to start with, so...
And Brewer looks tired right in front of us, leaning against the ropes. When you see the guy with his mouth open, that's a clue, isn't it, Freddie?
His mouth open and he's looking at his corner, he's looking for help. And that says it all.
Threw enough combination there to get out of the corner. Cruz has given him little breathing room all night.
I like the combination that Cruz has tried to shoot. He tried to shoot that left hook to the head, then bring it right back down to the body, raising up Brewer's hands for the headshot, and then punishing him with the body. It didn't quite work, but his time is getting closer and closer, guys.
And Brewer trying to get combinations in, but no power behind those.
No, I really feel his legs are gone, and he's just not sitting down. Just pitter-pat shots, nothing effective.
Another huge round for Cruz. Round 5 of the title fight coming to a close. Ronald Cruz on the verge of his first professional championship here against Prenice Brewer, and his dad seeing him fight in person for the first time, making the trip from Puerto Rico. Raymond Cruz looking on as we are halfway now into this title fight for the WBC Continental America's welterweight belt. Round 6 underway. Cruz in the white, Prenice Brewer in the zebra. Kenny Rice, Freddie Roach, BJ Flores, and Chris Mannix with you. Glad you could be with us for fight night. And getting more aggressive here is Prenice Brewer, who was almost wiped out at the start of round 5 with that onslaught from Cruz.
He was, and Cruz started the whole process with an overhand right, kind of like a right hook. The way he set that up was with numerous body punches in the first 5 rounds. Brewer then thought he was going to come to the body, and Cruz came up to the head, hit him with a big shot. Basic boxing 101, but very effective.
Brewer almost got a second wind in the corner during that break, Freddie.
Yeah, he did. He's actually taunting him a little bit here and getting a little cocky.
Well, Brewer was the most confident fighter of all that we talked to.
Yeah, he was. Yesterday in the fighter meetings, he really said he had no worries, no doubts about what was going to happen in this fight tonight. And like I said, he's learning that an effective body puncher can give anybody problems.
And the last round, though, I scored at 10-8. You too. I mean, he's got a long way to go. He may come back in this fight.
10-8 from both you guys that last one?
Yeah, I gave him a 10-8 as well because I feel like he hurt him in the beginning of the round and had him in trouble the entire round. So just because there wasn't a knockdown doesn't mean it has to be, 10-9.
The CompuBox numbers, that's staggering. When do you see 55% of power punches landed in almost any fight?
Usually guys aren't still standing after that.
That's true. It could be a testament to Brewer that he hasn't gone down yet.
Yeah, he has. He's hanging in there tough, but he's just really outgunned right now, and he's got to find a way to get out of the way of that right hand.
This is the best round for Prenice Brewer, the 5th-year pro. After dominating rounds by Cruz throughout this fight.
And now that this fight is moving into the middle rounds, the middle portion of the rounds, shape, stamina, strength, all those things come into play so much here. Brewer's got to use all his tools and pull them all out of the toolbox if he wants to stay in this fight. Can't let Cruz run away with it.
Cruz bouncing around, and Brewer actually back up on the balls of his feet more in this round. As Freddie pointed out the last round, he was looking tired. Those body shots perhaps taking a toll, but he's a fresher fighter here, surprisingly, in round 6.
Yeah, he is, and it's tough for Brewer to get any kind of respect when every single time Cruz punches, Brewer's not able to respond with anything too effective, so there's no consequences for Cruz.
Prenice Brewer with his best round so far. Junior middleweight title coming up next. You see Gabriel Rosado backstage working with his trainer Billy Briscoe. He takes on Saku Powell. That coming up next as we move on to round 7, the WBC Continental America's welterweight title. Ronald Cruz in the white has been carrying this fight. Prenice Brewer did have a solid round in round 6.
Brewer's hurt bad here, guys.
And Brewer is hurt once again as Cruz comes out strong. And Cruz is working body and up. Able to slide some nice shots upstairs as well as continue to pound those ribs.
Good body shots here. Cruz is not doing anything. He's being smart now. He's not loading up. He's placing his shots, and he's got Brewer in a lot of trouble.
Able to slide 2 good punches into the head as well. Now he has Brewer back against the ropes, does Cruz.
Beautiful shots, and when you got your man squared up like that, it's very effective to take a step to the left or to the right to create more angles, to land some more big punches instead of standing right in front.
Cruz, remember, jumped all over him to start round 5. And he's doing the same here in round 7. And Brewer doesn't seem like the same fighter that he did in the 6th round, his best round, Freddie.
No, he's moving more fluently and so forth. But honestly, I think Cruz took a round off and gave himself a little bit of a break, and he refreshed himself and came out strong in the 7th.
Let's check in with Chris.
Guys, these last couple of rounds, Cruz's corner has been begging him to throw the uppercut a little bit more. They think when he gets inside, he's throwing those overhand shots a little bit too much. They're telling him if he shoots that uppercut up the middle, when he gets in there, he'll be able to knock Brewer out.
All right, thanks, Chris. Cruz has won 16 fights, 12 of those by way of knockout.
And you can really see why, Kenny. You can see why he knocks those guys out, especially as the fight goes into the later rounds. He's a very effective fighter. He's very efficient with his punches, and they all do a lot of damage.
This is scheduled for 12. We're in the 7th round. Brewer has never been past the 8th round in his 16-1-1 career.
And Brewer right here really needs to pull his hands back and look for opportunities to be offensive. He's way down in this fight. Good shot by Brewer.
Brewer called Cruz a banger.
Nice left uppercut by Brewer. Just landed a nice little short left uppercut and got the attention a little bit of Ronald Cruz.
He said very confidently yesterday, I will outbox him. That hasn't been the case, but he's shown a couple of flashes in this round with some nice shots. But Cruz comes right back.
He has shown flashes, but unfortunately, the fight's 12 rounds.
And again, it's Ronald Cruz closing out this round in strong fashion. Championship fight now moving into round 8. WBC Continental America's welterweight title on the line in the white trunks is Ronald Cruz from here in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, 16-0. In the zebra stripe trunks, it's Prenice Brewer, 16-1-1 out of Cleveland, Ohio.
You know, I gave Brewer, I gave him a 10-10 round that round because his activity level is up and he's throwing a lot more punches. But this round, he's starting off by just getting back on that bike and moving again.
And BJ?
I still gave Cruz a round 10-9. I think Brewer definitely did better, but you know, I don't believe in any sympathy rounds. I feel like Cruz still was landed the harder shots in that round, even though Brewer did fight a lot better.
According to CompuBox, Brewer did have his best round with 16 power punches. That's by far his best round. The thing is, Cruz still outlanded him with 23.
Freddie was being a little nice in that last round, but it was definitely Brewer's best round in a while.
Cruz reaching for that hook, not able to land it. Now, Brewer has never been past the 8th round in his career. Twice, Cruz has gone to the 10th round and had victories.
And if we notice, guys, that Brewer's continually moving to his left, getting hit with right hooks. When he moves to his right, he's getting hit with left hooks. So, you know, he's got to come up with an answer to not get hit with those types of punches, whether it's getting under him, you know, blocking him, whatever it is. It's not working so far. So that's why he hasn't had success up to this point in the fight. Nothing on those punches.
Yeah, the thing is, he's too busy moving his feet. He never sets, you know, he never sets down and throws up a power shot. That's why he's never really getting the respect of Cruz.
Exactly. The power comes from the leg, from the rotation and the turn, and it's impossible to generate that power when you're constantly on your bicycle.
In terms of that, Brewer has pedaled to Philadelphia and back in this fight.
He's definitely put the road work in the 9 rounds leading up to this fight. But what I'd like to see him do, if he wants to have any chance in this fight, is to use his taunts, use his feints, and sit down on some of his punches. We're in the 9th round now. He's got to start now, or else he's got absolutely no shot.
Yeah, the pitter-pat punches are just not going to cut it.
And it probably wouldn't hurt if he tried to go to the body of Cruz a little bit. Make him think about something besides just only the headshots.
Not his most dominating round, but another solid round for the man way ahead in this fight, Ronald Cruz. And welcome back to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania for Fight Night, NBC Sports Network. We move to the 9th round, WBC Continental America's welterweight title. Ronald Cruz in command, hometown hero, 16-0 in the white trunks. Prenice Brewer, in his 19th pro fight, his 89th professional round, is in the 9th round for the first time in his career. The man in the zebra trunks.
I wouldn't say it was that big of a deal if the previous 8 rounds had gone a little better. However, he's not followed his game plan. He's not been able to gain any kind of respect from Cruz, and you know, he's been in a lot of trouble this entire fight.
And that last round scored to Cruz, gentlemen?
10-9 Cruz back on top.
You concur?
Yeah, I had Cruz 10-9 again. He's landing the more effective punches, he's being the more aggressive fighter, and you can't not give him a round where he's doing that.
And we look at the CompuBox numbers there for Cruz, and again, Cruz landing a strong punch right as we look at the strong punches he's been landing, even though Brewer had a solid round, but Cruz now taking the fight over once again.
And Brewer is very susceptible to punches up the middle now. You see how his head is right in the middle. He's standing, he's just kind of leaning over. If Cruz will take a step back and set some good hard punches up the middle, he can have a lot of success.
Let's check in with Chris.
Guys, Renard Sable in Brewer's corner repeated over and over after that last round, protect that chin. Brewer's corner continues to plead with Brewer to fight at a distance, the jab, step back, and then shoot that right hand.
All right, thanks, Chris. Freddie, as you were talking about, when he's thrown the jabs, Brewer, they've been more aggravation, and there's not been enough power to follow up because he's been moving around so much.
Yeah, his constant movement is too much, and he pretty much moves in one direction. That's why he's pretty easy to read. And he needs to cut back to his,
good punches by
right
Brewer.
a little bit more.
As we say that, of course, Prenice Brewer would deliver one of his best combinations in this entire fight, BJ.
He did, and what he's doing now, he's sitting there, and he's just looking for openings. Running around the ring's not working, so I don't know if sitting there looking for openings is going to work either.
Cruz had a nice left hook.
I think he's going to give him a chance, though.
Absolutely. We're in the 9th round. He's got to try something different.
100%.
And that would be a knockout. He's had 6 of those of his 16 wins. You would have to think his corner's figuring on points. They're not ahead at all in this fight.
Yeah, absolutely not. Nice right uppercut by Brewer there. He shot it off the jab, you know, trying some different things here. So he's having a better round in this round, believe it or not.
Hometown crowd starts cheering Ronald for Cruz. But Prenice Brewer had a respectable round as we get ready for round 10 coming up. And in between all the cheers tonight for Ronald, the big cheer for Larry. Larry, 2-time heavyweight champ. Larry Holmes coming in, the Easton assassin. Easton, Bethlehem, Allentown, all in this area of the Lehigh Valley. Big cheers for him. You were there when he won his first title, I believe, weren't you, Freddie?
Yeah, I was, and back in Las Vegas, and then I was over there with him when Mr. Fudge, my trainer, took him over.
As we go now to round number 10, WBC Continental America's welterweight title. In the white trunks is Ronald Cruz, trying to go to 17-0 and win his first professional belt, taking on Prenice Brewer in the zebra strikes. And as you see, Freddie and BJ scoring it once again, that round going to Cruz. Well ahead on points in this fight. I'm guessing that you guys are almost spot on with the judges. Of course, that can only be a guess right now. Would you guess with me on that, BJ?
I think so. This fight has been very one-sided to this point, although Brewer did have a better round in the last round, but he's still getting hit with more punches.
And it is the hometown guy.
And you see, Brewer has been consistent from about the 7th round on. Not spectacular, but he's been a more consistent fighter than in the early rounds.
Yeah, he was very confused in the early stages. He was moving. He was getting caught with continual big punches, and he's starting to see things a little better now, although it's still not enough to win the rounds, Kenny.
What would you say in the corner, Freddie, to a fighter of yours who you figure is well behind on points with 3 rounds to go?
You know, I'm a very offensive guy. You know, go out there, try to win this fight, knock this guy out if you can. if you get knocked out, if you get knocked out trying, at least you tried. Going the distance really doesn't mean anything.
Brewer does have power. 16 wins, 6 of those by way of knockout. We have not seen anything resembling the power of a knockout punch, though, tonight.
No, we haven't.
And once again, it's very difficult to deliver a knockout punch when you're constantly moving and your feet are never set. Good left hook by Cruz.
Cruz in the corner, good hook. Followed it up, gets the crowd cheering once more. And Cruz picking his spots perhaps a little bit more right here. He has to feel that he's comfortably ahead. Round 10 of this scheduled 12-rounder coming to an end. Nothing spectacular, but a solid round again for Cruz.
Exciting.
The intensity of Saku Powell on display backstage. He will take on Gabriel Rosado coming up in our next title fight, the WBO Intercontinental Junior Middleweight Championship. That is next, Rosado and Powell. We go into round 11 of what was scheduled for 12. Some people didn't think it would go the distance. It's getting close. Brewer in the zebra stripe, and Cruz, the hometown kid who's 16-0 in the white trunks. Cruz has controlled this fight, and maybe he's at a point, Freddie, where he's, would you tell him you don't have to finish it to win it, just continue to be solid?
Well, I'm not that type of guy.
I asked the wrong guy, didn't I, BJ? Freddie would say, put him away.
Put him away. Finish strong. He's, you know, I hate when people change their style, and then they might get caught with a big shot and give the guy an opportunity to get lucky. Don't let that happen.
Yeah, I like the fact that, you know, Cruz is continuing to try to press the action, but, you know, going into these championship rounds, 10, 11, and 12, you really like to see a fighter close strong in a fight, and, you know, he's still trying to do that, but he's not quite as sharp as he was in the earlier rounds, but he's still doing really good work.
New territory for both men. During the 11th round for the first time in his career, Cruz. Brewer had never been past the 8th round until tonight.
And it's a great experience for both guys. Going into these deep waters in the fight, it is way different than anything else they've ever experienced before. So they're both learning in there on the job. And, you know, fortunately for Cruz, he's doing the better work, and he's the shorter puncher on the inside.
Neither camp felt that we would be talking about a fight in the 11th round when we talked to them yesterday.
Brewer just landed a nice right hook to the body. Very nice shot that got Cruz's attention a little bit and actually backed Cruz up for a second, surprisingly enough. See that? Cruz kind of stopped coming forward for a second after that nice right hook to the body. I think he hurt him a little bit with it.
Brewer has, it seems, Freddie, more pop in his punch in this round.
You know, Brewer, when he sits down and throws punches, he does a lot better. When he's constantly moving and giving him Cruz momentum, he's losing every minute of every round. I mean, he can make this a much more effective fight for himself if he just stood there and fought.
He's got that height advantage, and when he plants his feet, he is a sharp boxer. He doesn't need to move consistently. Like Freddie said, he gets good leverage on his punches when he stands there and trades and just uses the upper body movement instead of so much foot movement.
And since the 5th round, where it looked like Cruz was on the verge of putting him away.
Brewer, nice hook. Good body shot.
Brewer again. It looked like in the 5th round he was out of this fight. Since then, Brewer has been a more consistent fighter. And Brewer putting in a solid round here. Prenice, Brewer with some combinations. Cruz saying, you're not hurting me.
Good round.
Ronald Cruz, it would appear, is 3 minutes away from his first championship.
Yeah.
All right. Fighting good, though. Don't get careless. All right? You fighting good, right? Let him go off stone. When you wear it down, take it to him. You cannot fight going backwards. You ain't got no power. You're stronger him now, all right? You gotta work now. It's my house.
Prenice Brewer, first time ever past 8 rounds. Now he's going into the 12th round of the WBC Continental Americas welterweight title. Can Ronald Cruz go 17-0? He would appear to be ahead on everyone's card. He's certainly ahead on BJ and Freddie's card. Prenice Brewer, though, has been a better fighter in the middle part of this fight, perhaps.
He has, and I think Brewer's going to come out with a lot of confidence / momentum in this final round, just based on what he did in the last round. I gave him the last round, but it's too little too late. Maybe a moral victory, though. CompuBox has it. Brewer hitting on 40% of his power shots, landing 14 of those in the last round, maybe his best. And now he is trying to come through with a flurry here in this final round.
Well, he needs a knockout to win. It looks like he's going for it.
You'd love to see a guy go for the knockout in the 12th round, Freddie. I don't know if he's got the firepower. Good left hook by Cruz. But at least they're giving the fans their money's worth right now.
Yes, yeah.
And the cheers of Ronald continue for Cruz in the white trunks. Brewer worried a little bit about taunting and showing his heart. Maybe he ought to worry about trying to get one big punch in. He got caught with a nice overhand right when he was patting himself on the back there. So, you know, you still got 2.5 minutes, Brewer. We got to focus. Nice left hook. Nice, good left hook to the body by Brewer. Brings one back upstairs. Nice short right uppercut inside. But he needs that big swinging left that he missed with. He does. I don't think it's going to happen, Kenny, but like I said, it is a bit of a moral victory. Nice right hand by Brewer. He's really making a stand here in this 12th round. Well, Brewer, again, it looked like he was over in the 5th round, it appeared.
It did appear that way, but he really, the last 2 rounds, he's really sat down and did a lot better for himself. I just don't know why he didn't start this a little bit earlier. I don't know if he had the confidence to start earlier, Freddie, with all those menacing body shots he was taking, but he can take this momentum into his next fight, and then future Cruz opponents maybe can see that he fades a little down the stretch, like, you know, contrary to what his corner believed. Very true.
Cruz came in here ranked number 12 in the world in the IBF, trying now to pick up a WBC title. That would be his first professional title. And the WBC Continental Americas title is so important because it will continue to move him up the ratings, what the WBC and up the IBF as well. Winning those regional titles is key to be able to get that coveted world title shot. And the cheers continue for Cruz. Again, he grew up just a little over a block from here. He told us yesterday, I can be in the arena in 5 minutes. Now is he going to stay in the arena as champ? Both fighters raising their hands. A little prematurely at that. With about 7 seconds to go, they both hoisted their arms. And listen to the Cruz fan club. Prenice Brewer fought a solid fight. Gets congratulations from Bernard Safo, his trainer, as Cruz is making the rounds of the ring, coming to all 4 corners. And there he is talking with Lemuel Rodriguez, best known as Indio. He's his trainer, has been since he first walked into the Bethlehem Boxing Club, the first gym of its kind here in Bethlehem, and that was about 10 years ago. Ronald Cruz, Prenice Brewer going the distance, all 12 rounds for the WBC Continental Americas welterweight title. It's now in the hands of the judges. Quickly, Freddie, who won the fight, do you think?
Oh, Cruz won by a large margin.
BJ?
Absolutely. I had it 118-109. Cruz landed the harder, more effective punches, but Brewer made a good account of himself later in the rounds.
Ronald Cruz trying to stay unbeaten and get his first professional title. Joe Antonacci has the judge's verdict. Let's go to him now.
Boxing fans, after 12 rounds for the WBC Continental America's Welterweight Championship, we go to the judges' scorecards. And all three of our judges, Phil Rogers, Julie Letterman, and Steve Weisfeld, score the bout 118 to 110, all for your winner by unanimous decision, and the new WBC Continental America's welterweight champion, Ronald Cruz.
Ronald Cruz is now 17-0, and 25-year-old Ronald Cruz from here in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, is a champion. The WBC Continental America's welterweight champ. Prenice Brewer, disappointed, fought solid in the middle part of this fight, but Cruz dominated it all the way, getting a unanimous decision by a big margin. As we take a look at our GoDaddy.com judges scorecard, you see all three judges, 118, 110, all the way down. That's almost identical to what you guys had.
100%. I mean,
You had it right on, and I think you were off 1 point. Amazing.
I was off 1 point because I gave him a 10-8 round because I felt like he deserved it because he hurt him the whole round. But, you know, 118, 110, 118, 109, almost the same thing. The right guy won the fight tonight.
right. He ran 2 rounds at best.
You guys both were dead on it. It was a dominant fight for Cruz. He has the belt. He has the admiration of everyone in Bethlehem, and he has the chance now to talk to Chris. Chris?
Ronald, congratulations. Strong start for you to this fight. Faded a little bit down the stretch. How do you feel about the way you fought tonight?
It was good. I fought a great boxer in there. He was moving the ring. He was trying to survive, so he didn't let me shine. But, hey, I got the win.
You got inside a lot early on, stayed inside. Was that the game plan going in?
Yeah, that was the game plan. That's why he was, you know, surviving the rest of the rounds. I can't take nothing away from him. You know, he knows how to survive, and he lasted all 12 rounds.
A lot of fans here for you tonight, but also one special fan, your father, watching you for the first time. How was it to fight in front of him for the first time?
You know, I try not to think about it, just to not lose focus. But now, you know, I'll go out there and give him a hug and celebrate with him.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Kenny?
All right, thanks, Chris. It'll be a big night in the Cruz household. Mother Gloria, brother Reynolds, and of course his dad Raymond up from Puerto Rico to see him fight for the first time. And I bet they sell a few more Ronald Cruz t-shirts here tonight at the event center.